Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Hello, Miami Dolphin fans, on this Victory Monday. I was at the game yesterday, walking out once again, victorious. People chanting, "Let's go, Dolphins," as we're walking down the ramp. So it was a nice win. Was it as pretty as people want? No. But was it ugly? No, because I really believe there's no such thing. We like to use that term a lot, but there's no such thing as an ugly victory in the NFL game. There was ugly aspects to it, turning the ball over 3 times. You have to clean that up. But at the end of the day, our Dolphins are sitting atop the division still, and that's all that matters. Got a short week this week. The Dolphins are going to be facing the Jets up in the Meadowlands, so you got to get up to that. Good morning, Adam. A big fins up to you as well. Thank you for entering the room. Adam always appreciates it when all the team members start flowing into the room. So I know on social media there's a mixed bag of reaction. You have the people saying it's a win, that's all that matters. You have the people overreacting saying, "Oh my God, they're awful. They barely won that game." And can both be true? Both can be true. But I want to throw the word awful in there as far as when you get a victory, it's still a victory in the NFL. That is hard to come by. And G-Man, I know which way they're going to lean G-Man on this take, but that's why I love it when people of different takes come in, because that game will not be filed away as a masterpiece in the NFL film vault. That's going to be happy to escape victory. Happily, the Raiders didn't bring their best game either. But at the end of the day, a victory in the conference is still a victory in the conference. Got to clean some of those turnover bugs up. You can't fumble twice. Can't throw the interceptions. 3 turnovers on our offense. But our defense on the flip side created 3 turnovers. And before I forget, let me just point out, Jalen Ramsey is a difference maker. He is by far our best defensive back. It's not even close at this point. And that's no shame to Xavier Howard, no shade at Javon Holland. Nothing against Deshaun Elliott, nothing against Cater Kohu, but Ramsey is a whole other difference-making player on this level. It's incredible. But without Ramsey yesterday, we probably lose that game. That's how good Ramsey is. He is just a difference maker. It's a lot of fun to watch him, and it's just amazing to have him on the team. Shows the difference that if we could have had a healthy Ramsey all season, our defense would have been a little smoother in the beginning of the season. He is really getting this defense going in gear. And it was a good defensive performance again yesterday by our Dolphins. They created 3 turnovers. We, on the other hand, gave them the ball. They created 3 turnovers. I mean, they earned it. They created 3 turnovers. And, Tua fumbled. Julian Hill, come on, rookie, undrafted free agent, tight end. You get your chance, man. Those are the opportunities of a lifetime to prove you're in this league. And he's proven it. He's a really good blocker. But man, he gets his chance to catch the ball yesterday, catches it, then fumbles it. But that's just part of football in general. Things like that are going to happen. But you definitely got to clean that up. Yesterday also proved that the Buffalo Bills are not dead. They don't put a fork in them quite yet. I know they just beat the Jets, but we got to play the Jets this week, and I don't think that's going to be an easy game by all. I'm worrying that we may walk into a B side next week, but it's going to should be an interesting game. The Jets looked awful yesterday, or you could say the Bills looked really good yesterday. I only caught tail end of it because I was coming back from the stadium watching our Miami Dolphins beat the Las Vegas Raiders. I agree, Scotty. It's just yeah. He I admit I didn't even realize how good Ramsey is, and I thought, yeah, I knew he was among the best, and he's still better than what I thought he was. It was just amazing yesterday watching Ramsey play football for our Miami Dolphins. The defense has been playing better than the offense the past few games. For the second game, I'm going to say second week, but we had a bye week. Second game in a row, our offense was only able to put up 2 touchdowns. You got to get that. Because if you look at the stats yesterday, if you would have told me that the Dolphins had all these great stats and everything, I would have been. Dolphins had 422 yards of total offense. A lot of times, if you get over that 400 total yards offense, you're doing something okay. But their ability in the red zone, fumbling the ball, got to clean that up. Got to clean that up moving forward for sure. Got to get that out of the system because when the opponents get tougher, you're not going to be able to do that. But my general feeling is it's a victory in the NFL. We still kept that. I knew after leaving that game yesterday when I was walking out of there were going to be some that weren't so happy about it. But I knew, and my son and I talked about it. We were like, no matter what happened in the Bills to the Jets game, we're still going to be 2 games above them in the loss column. We did our job, and that's all that matters. I think we just get a little spoiled this year. Now, I'm not going to say spoiled Dolphin fan overall because we've had a bad couple of decades, but this year we've gotten spoiled against the teams that we're supposed to beat because we've just demolished them. And this was the first time since a team that we were supposed to beat that was actually a game till the end. So I think we're all like, oh man, that was, but hey, we did our part. At the end of the day, came out relatively healthy. It doesn't even sound like the A-Chan is going to be nothing. It was more of a precautionary taking him out from what I'm understanding. I guess we'll find out more today when our coach speaks, and that is good. Concerning is that Sanders missed that 150-yarder, but he came back and hit a 51-yarder. Maybe that just a little thing like that can get him in the flow and get him back. We will see. It just takes something like that overall to get back in the flow. And it's just like sometimes the hitter in baseball could be on a horrible streak, then they get that bloop single, and then the next thing you know, they're on a hot streak the next several games, smashing the ball all over the field. So hopefully that one good 50-yard kick, because he had kicked a shorter field goal after missing the 50, and he kicked that in. Then he got another chance at a 50-plus yarder, 51, and he made it. So maybe it's just little things like that. McDaniel gave him his chance to get back mentally, and he did it. Tua, overall, I love his press conference yesterday. He holds himself to a very high standard. He wasn't even that happy with his performance. But overall, yesterday, the man his numbers were fantastic. But he threw the one interception and he foamed the ball. So he's not going to be happy with that. And do you want a quarterback happy with that? No, you want those guys out there striving. And that's what we've missed. And that's the difference. You can see, though, back to Ramsey, you can see he has that drive because he has the taste of Super Bowl championship. And he knows how it is to win the Super Bowl. He knows that feeling at the end of the day. And the Super Bowl he was in wasn't even his best game, but he knows that he was a part of a winning Super Bowl team. He has that drive. Tyreek Hill on the flip side on the offense has that. And you can tell those are the two guys that just go out there and they have that drive that they want to win at all costs. And luckily, I think our quarterback has that mentality. And that's why it's great to have these players surround Tua because he's getting that mentality. They want to win at all costs. They're going to do what it takes. And I think Tyreek Hill and Ramsey being on this team is a big influence moving forward because yesterday Ramsey was going to be, he basically he made 2 aerobatic interceptions that you would be proud if a receiver made those plays and came away with catches. The man is fantastic. It's so much. That's how I'm getting out of it. So we will see. Sounds like, well, for one, I haven't even talked about the Jets defense digressing. So I don't know. Ali, I know it's on another network, but he's not me, so I don't know what he said, Mr. Michael K. So I didn't chime in to Kohler's Finn's tailgate this morning. So go talk about Ali. I'm talking about the Dolphins. I don't know what he said about the Jets defense digressing. The Bills played a good game. Your Bills are not, there's no fork in them yet, Mike. Okay, I'll give you that much. Even a top D gets owned eventually when you're rocking Stifler's moms. Oh, you guys are all right. Let's see. I didn't realize how humble Ramsey was either. His post press relief. Yes. Again, big fence up to you, Scotty. Yes. And he's just really, I mean, you can just tell, man, I'm watching him out there because I was actually in the end zone upper deck in 305 of all things yesterday, section 305 in the 305. I was, and you can see the whole field. And I'm in on plays that aren't to his side of the field. Big kudos to him. He's running all over the field. Another big kudos to Kristen Wilkins and Jalen Phillips running down the field with receivers making tackles that maybe say touchdowns when everyone else was missing tackles. You get defensive lineman or whatever you want to call Jalen Phillips, edge rusher, defensive lineman, whatever, but he's still up front. He ran down and pushed the guy out. So, I mean, those guys are out there. They're busting their butt, running all over the field. I love that effort from the team when you see guys like that. That's just too much fun. Hey, Daniel Taylor, and hooked it up, Joe. And yes, Kohler did get me a little bit of, every so often gets me laugh. So Kohler, if that, an old, oh my God, what? Oh yes, the movie. I can't think of the name of the movie right now, but that's a teenage movie. Oh, you're talking about Kohler. Oh, all right. Because I knew who Ali was because I do watch the Finn's tailgate from time to time in the morning, and I see him on there. But I was thinking, I don't know what he said, but it doesn't matter because what matters is the Dolphins are still. Buffalo Bills looked good yesterday, or you could say the Jets looked bad yesterday. However you want to spin it, all that matters is the Dolphins got a victory going into the Thanksgiving Day week. We can eat our turkey knowing that our Dolphins at least won this past game, and looking forward to when we're eating our leftovers on Friday, whether it's going to be happy leftovers watching the Dolphins win, or is this going to be cold, sloppy leftovers? And don't take any other references to that. Cold, sloppy leftovers watching our Dolphins lose. I'm a little worried going into that Jets game because the Jets are on a losing streak. They're going to be fired up. Joe Rose, because I had some appointments this morning I had to take care of. Joe Rose was saying he's afraid that the Jets are going to be like playing like a college rivalry game, a high school game, going to be all pumped up, amped up to beat the Miami Dolphins, knowing that they could knock the Dolphins off their, perch atop. They can't knock us off mathematically, but they could put a dent in our plans of running away with the AFC East. So I'm a little worried going into that game. Who's going to quarterback for the New York Jets? That's my question. Are they going to still roll with Wilson, or are they going to go with the backups? Who knows? That's going to be a fun thing. Hey, American Pie. Yes, Dolphin. Thank you. I could not think of the name of the movie. Hey, good morning, Steve Malloy. Big fan of you. We will catch you tomorrow night with me as your humble co-host on Tuesday night on the Fins Talk Sports Network. And Daniel, we're watching the Turkey Bowl this week. Hey, Jets defense won't get in Bears 2 weeks in a row. And we will see. I think I'm all caught up on all your guys. Great comments. Steve, Michael K says, hello back to you. The Jets are hoping. Hey, Scotty, I just want our Dolphins to go into, and I will always say the Meadowlands. Anyone correct me if they don't call it the Meadowlands anymore, whatever you want to call it. Meadowlands, East Rutherford, New Jersey, where Jimmy Hoffa's buried, whatever. All I know is that the Dolphins are going to go in there, and it's going to be they're going to be all pumped. They're going to be ready to play. They're going to be ready to rock and roll. Our Dolphins better be ready to rock and roll. What helps me is that our defense is showing that they can limit decent offenses. And because for the past 2 weeks in a row, the Dolphins defense have shut out an opponent. And if you want to say, oh, yeah, they shut out the Raiders. Well, lo and behold, they shut out Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs over there in Germany. Yes, I know we lost that game, but it's not because of our defense. So I have enough confidence in our defense for keeping the score low against the Jets. It's just going to be up to our offense to avoid the turnovers. And when you get to the red zone, capitalize on getting to the red zone. Overall, the Dolphins have been very good on that aspect this year. So I'm not going to knock them for one game of having a little bit of a fallback. So it's going to happen. You're not always going to be rocking and rolling. 422 yards of offense. The running game disappointed me yesterday, actually, because I thought, and I think it may be because of some of the guys that were out along the offensive line, but the running game really never got going yesterday. Moser averaged under 4 yards per carry. I really thought we would exploit it. It didn't help that Achane went out early. So that's also another factor that Achane went out. So not having those guys, but not having Robert Jones, and he's already a backup to the win. Not having Robert Hunt, which is I think shows Robert Hunt's really his importance to this team. Hopefully to get those guys back against the Jets, because the Jets they have a good defense. Yes, yesterday the Jets didn't look that great, but they were also playing a hungry Buffalo Bills football team that was on the ropes, and they did not want to lose and fall out of the AFC playoff picture race. So they played a very hungry, determined Bills team yesterday, and the Bills kicked their butt from what I saw. Like I say, I was out coming back from the stadium, stopped after coming back from the stadium. My son and I, we went to eat. So by the time I was home, it was already late in the 4 o'clock, pretty weak 4 o'clock schedule yesterday, and wasn't super interested in the Sunday night game, but I did watch some of it just because it is the NFL and it is limited time that you get to see it. And the Broncos, everyone killed and laughed at us for losing to the Broncos. Broncos are playing good football team, right? They're playing good football right now. And so it just shows week by week, take care of it, and the rest will take care of itself. Yeah, you already lost at MK. You had another Super Bowl against a division opponent in your house. How's Josh shoulder? I don't know. I did see. Yeah, it was a grind game for him. He made a critical first downs. He did, Scotty. He did. To me, to this day, I will not know. And I will not pick on McDaniel for the most part. I thought McDaniel was fine yesterday. He did with what was going. But that one fourth down play where we threw out to Tyreek, I was like, for once, I was pulling my inner Steve Malloy and my Justin of these guys have a let's just punch that ball right there with Moser and get that 4th and 1 and keep this drive going. If maybe he doesn't bust it into the end zone, but we went with the little play. And the one reason I don't pick on coaching plays too much because we often play the result. So if Tyreek would have caught that screen and squiggled into the end zone, I would have been like, "Oh my God, McDaniel's a genius! I thought he was going to run it." So we a lot of time play the result, but I think we've gone to that screen way too many times in those short yardage situations. If you are going to toss it, at least throw it past the first down marker. At least just do that. So other than that, though, I don't. I saw a few people on Twitter picking on McDaniel. To me, it's just really not that much to pick on McDaniel for yesterday. I think he actually did a good job coaching Sanders yesterday. I think he may have, for you guys that were coming in early, they're coming in late earlier in the show. I equated Sanders to being like that hitter that's been in a slump. So he missed that 50-yarder. McDaniel gives him a chance to hit a shorter field goal. He hits it. Later time comes up. He has to hit a 51-yarder, and he hits it. So that's sometimes it's like that hitter getting that bloop single. He turns it into a hot streak. Maybe McDaniel going back to Sanders after he missed a 50-yarder. He hits a shorter field goal. It goes through the uprights. Sanders gets right in the mind, drains a 51-yarder in the same direction. He cleaned it up. So maybe it's just things like that you got to take with a victory. So overall, I'm happy. And to me, just Steve, if you just joined me, I was just singing the praises of Jalen Ramsey on how much he might be the best player on the football team. I don't know. I mean, he's that close. He's when healthy, him and Tyreek are probably the two best, not probably, they are the two best players on the football team as far as star level and star production and getting the job done when it's needed to be get done. Those are the best two players. And how do we get them? We brought them in via trade. So it shows you can win either way. I'm a guy that rather win through the draft, drafting players because you keep them longer and keep them cheaper. And that's how you really build. But two of our best candidates came via trade, and that's fine because they are living up to what we thought when our Dolphins traded for them. So to me, that's awesome. But Roth and Ramsey yesterday is, very seldom do you just watch a defensive player, especially a defensive back, like a guy like Parsons on the Cowboys, going getting the quarterback, and our guys that go get the quarterback and stuff. Yeah, that is. But to watch a defensive back out there turn the game around, if the Dolphins don't have Ramsey yesterday, ask yourselves, do the Dolphins win that game? That's a big question, and I don't really know if we won that game without Jalen Ramsey yesterday. Yep, Ramsey is a Tyreek Hill, a CB, faster and just playing better than the rest. He is without a doubt, Joe. That's what I say. And I do not think we win that game yesterday if it's not for Ramsey being out there because he's just a big difference maker, man. And that interception, the two interceptions, but the one to close it out, I mean, you would be super excited if that's your receiver going up and making the play on the ball like that. This is a defensive back going up there, making the ball, securing the ball, and catching it. Same with his other interception. He's diving like Superman to go, across this way. This one, he went up in the air. It's just incredible watching that man play football. Oh no, there's a few guys that we don't win without Dolphin Dom. But yesterday, I just really pointing out that I don't think we win without um we don't win without Ramsey because he made two big interceptions because he made the interception after the missed field goal, and then he made an interception to close out the game, like the closer coming in, and he closed it out. So that's big. I mean, there's a lot of players. You could say we don't win without Tyreek yesterday. You could say we don't win without Tua yesterday. And as much as we hate to admit it, Sanders came through in the end. Yes, did he miss that one kick that drove us all crazy? Yes, he did. But the more important thing, he hit his next two. So I try to get on the positive. And kickers are the closest thing in to baseball analogy as you can get. They get streaky sometimes. And yes, you're like Justin Tucker of the Ravens. You're going to have your moments. And I'm happy that he got his chances. Yes, yes, Ramsey's first inning especially was the first time they decided to throw to his side. Correct, Scotty. I do believe so too. They do not target him much, which is enough evidence right by itself that the man is on a hole. And that's no shame to you, Xavier Howard. You have given this team a lot of good years, a lot of interceptions, a lot of quality football with your blood, sweat, and tears out there. But Ramsey is just on this whole complete different level right now in their careers. Ramsey is just playing phenomenal. Just fun to watch him play. He just has that winning edge, and that's what the Dolphins need. So hopefully that just gets contagious on the Dolphins defense. His winning style of play just rubs off on all these other players because he's just out there and he has one goal is to get the Dolphins into the playoffs and winning some playoff games. Almost like football is a yes, Scotty. Hey, let's see. Yep, and that don't get me wrong, I agree with your point. I just think that basically ends any QB controversy that lingers. Oh no, for sure. No, I agree, man. I mean, and I love how Tua's press conference. Scotty pointed out Ramsey's press conference. I like Tua's press conference. He basically said he hold himself to a very high standard. He doesn't care, basically. Doesn't say it. He didn't say it in so many words, but he holds himself to a very high standard. And so he doesn't care about the yards, the touchdown passes he did get. He worried about the fumble. He worried about the interception, is what he's saying. But to me, Tua is unquestionably the guy, Dolphin Don. If any Dolphin fans questioning it at this point, there's not much you could do. So we will see moving forward, though. I don't like crowning anyone till the end of the season. But right now, 10 games into the season, we are 2 games up in the loss column with 7 games to play. One of them against that very Buffalo Bills team. But if the Dolphins can beat the Jets this week, see what the Bills and what happens with the Bills and the Eagles and all those games, doesn't really matter. What matters is that we're still in control, especially if we can beat the Jets. That's going to be a tough game, guys. I really do. Justin, yep, just win, baby. That's it. Al Davis himself, the late Al Davis, Oakland Raiders owner. And yes, I can say Oakland because he was the Oakland, and I guess you could say Los Angeles Raiders. He was still alive when they were over in Los Angeles. But that's it. Yep, no Dolphin Don. Like I got saying, I'm more than happy with Tua as our quarterback. He gets it done. And yes, yesterday, would he want that fumble back? Yes. Would he make sure he secures the ball better? Yes. The interception, he just overthrew. At least it wasn't an underthrow because Dolphins Twitter would have erupted if he underthrew and it became an interception. So it's just, it happens, man. It happens. I mean, every quarterback's going to throw your interceptions from time to time. But the Dolphins' end result come up Victory Monday. So it's a Victory Monday, guys. Let's all be happy for that. Do we want those team turnovers cleaned up? Hell yes. Do we want a better running game? Heck yes, I should say. Heck yes, it's a PG show. So yes, we definitely want a better running game. I think you get it though when you get Hunt back and you have a full healthy A-Chan back there and we can do it. Yesterday was not a good game. I actually thought of you, Justin, if you're still in here when they threw that pass on 4th and 1. I was saying, oh boy, Justin is probably throwing his remote at the TV or something right now. So, but all I know is we won, guys. We won. And that's why I'm trying to be a little positive here today. I don't know how all the other shows are taking it. I only got the tail end of Miss Finn's because I was out and about this morning. Overall, people seem pretty positive. I know there was some Sanders talk, but I'm flipping the Sanders thing around. And miss a 50-yarder up in New York, I'll be back on maybe the Sanders, isn't back on that hot streak. But overall, I was happy with that. Another site adjustment miscommunication. Wasn't happy. Man, I know, John. Hey, but overall, like I say, I thought McDaniel called a good game. I know there were some people saying, "Oh, he doesn't call a good game." He has to go with what's working, and the running game really wasn't working that much yesterday. But I still believe on that 4th and 1, they could have pounded the rock in there, and Mozart would have picked up that 1 yard. But again, I'm playing the result. That's why I hate to Monday night or Monday morning quarterback, as they say, which this is still a Monday morning. So I hate the Monday morning coaching decisions because at the end, we're always playing the result. Because if he gets it, none of us are saying, oh, why did he throw that screen on 4th and 1? We're all happy that they converted it and moved on and got a touchdown. So it is what it is on that front. But the defense for 2 weeks in a row, shutting out a team in the second half, they are really starting to come into their own. Fangio has all the pieces finally to his puzzle, and he can make this defense work. I would have liked to seen a little more pressure on the quarterback throughout the game yesterday, generated organically. That didn't happen as much as I was hoping would happen. But overall, they did get some pressures at the end, and they end up getting a couple sacks and then a couple pressures. So that helped. But there were some times that he was just sitting, the quarterback was sitting back because I could see how I sat in the end zone this game on the upper deck. I could see the whole field. And he was just standing back there like all day. He could say wave to his family on a couple plays. And you can't have that happen against these better quarterbacks. If this was a shootout and we barely won, that would be a concern. Having our D be the strong point of the game and still getting 400 yards is great. I agree, Joe. And I think it's so funny you say that, Joe, because I think that's one of the perspectives from fans because we've all gotten spoiled with a high flying offense and guys want their fantasy points and all of this. So a lot of times, you'd be people would be saying like if we would have won like 42 to whatever, if we would have won 40 to 33, people probably have been all excited about how great our offense is and overblowing the concerns on the defense, not worrying about the defense because we won an exciting game. We won a boring, basically football game yesterday. We just never got in the flow. But 422 yards of offense, Tua had over 300 yards passing, great rating. He threw the one interception, but he had the two touchdown passes. And, and we did that despite the three turnovers. Julian Hill, come on, dude. You're the undrafted three. Secure those rare chances you get as an undrafted to show the world that you can play, not only block really well, and that's his main function. So the Dolphins aren't going to overreact to that fumble. They know his main function on this team is to block, and he's been doing that pretty well. So, but man, he gets his chance to catch the ball, catches it, and then he fumbles. I'm like, boom. And that was him. Waddle can break those angle screens. I see one. No, he can. I'll rule in a minute, Justin. I rule in a minute for sure. Oh, yes. No, I mean, it was great yesterday. I mean, Joe, he had a great rating, great number of yards, two touchdown passes. The one pass he would like back. But what quarterback wouldn't want one pass back here and there during any game? That's going to happen. The fumble. But overall, Tua played like a winning quarterback. We just need to do a little better in the red zone. But overall, we've been very good in the red zone this year. Steve Malloy always breaks down all the stats for me. We've been very good in the red zone overall this year. Yesterday was not our best red zone performance, but it was enough to get the W. E.T. McDaniel was asked what he thought about another bad offensive performance. He responded 422 yards. I am we've been able to raise the bar. Yes, I agree, man. People are getting a little carried away with saying it was a bad performance. In result, they do need to score more points than 20 points against that Raiders team when you get 422 yards. But it will improve. They will clean some of that junk up. It happens. Let's walk away with our heads held high on this Victory Monday. And I'm going to drop a link for anyone that wants to join. Anthony, if you're in the room, whoever wants to join. When we get into the red zone and the snow starts to fly, you're in December, you're trying to make a run, you're going to need to run the ball in the red zone. No, I agree with that, digging in the trenches. We definitely are going to have to start running, pounding the rock, because the running helps beat bad weather easier than passing does in the bad weather. That's for sure. Hopefully, getting Robert Jones back and Robert Hunt back, have that offensive line be cohesive going down the stretch. That would be the best plan to get that running game going, because it wasn't that great yesterday. We just couldn't get a consistent running game going. But like Scotty pointed out, we did get some critical carries on short yardage. So where I still don't know why we didn't run on that 4th and 1. As much as I keep on saying I don't want to question coaching because they're playing the result, I really thought they were just going to pound it there because I thought we had learned from some of our other things. Didn't work out, and that's just how it goes. As Yep. At this point, I don't care if you run it and get stopped. Just run it. No, I agree on some for the mentality of it sometimes on that 4th and 1. I agree. Now, throughout the game, you got to go what's best for you. And if passing's the best for you, then do it. But there was no reason we couldn't have got that 1 yard if we give it to Mozart and you just tell that line block like your jobs are on the line, guys. Your lives are on the line. Go create just enough hole for Mozart to power his way in there and get that 1 yard. Because, I mean, if we convert there, and we go on to get a touchdown there. No one's talking about how we just barely beat the Raiders. I know that's part of football, and it always plays throughout the game like that. Hey, Newfoundland, good morning to you as well. All right, guys. Sorry, I said I was dropping the link and I lied. I thought I had hit enter, but now I hit enter. There it goes. All right, guys. Anyone wants to join, please do so, and we will see. Michael A. Didn't I wasn't ignoring you. I just saw your comment. Fangio's defense played well, good against below offense, moral victory. Oh, Michael K. I don't know. The Dolphins could have beat whoever, and I go, oh, I got two people dropping in at the same time. I got Joe and Justin. Justin, I'm going to give you a back seat since you're in a car. I'm giving you a back seat for a minute. We got a rare opportunity. Hey, hooked up, Joe. Fins up to you. How are you?
Doing good, and I'm actually happy as hell about the game. The way Ramsey flies in there, like he's just a blur. Like there's the frame, and then there's Ramsey, the next
Yeah.
frame. He's like magically just there,
Oh,
and just to see that and know that's what we've got for the rest of the season. He's been resting up. He's a lot of times you're pretty beat up by half the season, and he's coming in fresh. The same way we put A-Chain in fresh after Moster's beat the hell out of the team and it's fourth down, and then
right.
fresh A-Chain comes out, pow, right through everybody, and they can't keep up with him,
Yeah.
especially
No.
then. And just to think that we got, I mean, everybody says Tyreek Hill's the best. That's why our offense is so great, is because we got the best guy you can have on offense, Tyreek Hill, right?
Yeah.
And now we got
No.
that. I mean, Ramsey out of nowhere, he is exactly that on the defensive side. He's like the Tyreek Hill, like I said in chat. And I just don't think our defense was already coming together before he even came in. We were doing natural progression, and then
Yeah, we
soon as he
were.
came in, it's like we're top five, just like snap of the finger. I mean, who's going to throw on us? Who can stop us? And if you can't score on us, and we have our dynamic offense, I mean, it's
No,
just
no, well said. And before I get to you, Justin, Newfoundland, Wilson was inactive yesterday as far as the running back, Wilson. I know we got a receiver, Cedric Wilson, who's finally starting to earn some of that cash and playing much better lately. But Jeff Wilson was inactive yesterday, so no, he did not get any action. Newfoundland
Yeah, I think
out
that's
on the old line is crazy. And Justin, before you get to your football takes, a big kudos for you for just for my doing. You put your seatbelt on. I love it. So I give you a big thumbs up because I'm going to mention that you better wear that darn seatbelt. But I love that hoodie you're rocking. That's very
oh yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I just got this. I was like, yeah, it's time to wear it. It's a little cold today. But I think the reason why Jeff Wilson was inactive was got a lot to do with this game we're getting ready to play here in 4 days. This one at all the red doors painted black game, this Black Friday game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's a game they're going to try to eliminate this heavy pass rush that the Jets have. They're great defense with a lot of runs. I want to see inside zone duos. What I want to see, Jeff Wilson, if you carry it, that's fine. I just want to see us play it right. A lot of the runs they had yesterday were some of these gritty runs, like where you're getting only like 2 yards, 3 yards, maybe a yard, maybe no yards. I don't care. Just like Scotty said, just run it anyway, because what it does is it keeps the linebackers honest. So then when you want to play action, your play action becomes more potent. And then it makes all the zones underneath become opened up. Everything's opened up already because you got Tyreek. So the safeties are already pushed back like 20 yards. So then you got all that space to work with. It's going to make this offense more lethal. And if you really want to win something, you got to lean on this run game more like they did. I know they didn't get all the yardage they want out of it. I agree with what you said, Rob. Once you get the guards back, Rob Hunt comes back, I think you'll easily be running for $150, maybe even more, 200 yards on teams. You gotta have that mentality that this is what you want to do to teams. This is how you want to play the game.
No.
I think they did that for the most part yesterday, but like you said, Rob, it depends on the situation. if they pack the box with 7-8 guys in the box and they're playing the run, then yeah, we want to have a quick pass out to the flats to Tyreek or something in the middle of the seam. And that's when that becomes more of a deadly weapon for you, when you can establish the run game, because the run game, they're like, oh my God, we got to worry about this. We're getting gashed through the A
Right.
gap, the B gaps. It's something beautiful that we can keep building on. I know we didn't win the game like by a bunch of points, but that doesn't matter. I think we won the game at the line of scrimmage, if you want my honest opinion, on both sides of the football.
Right.
I don't think we're talking enough about I know everybody's excited about Ramsey. I love it. I knew this was going to happen once we got him in the defense and he got acclimated. He's getting warmed up now. I think he's only about 85% healthy even. I'm wait till he's 100%. The guy we're not talking about, though, is Jalen Phillips, man. Jalen Phillips had 2 sacks in the game, had an interception in the game. He's starting to come on. He's starting to win a lot of one-on-ones. He's starting to become a problem. I really like the way the defense played at the line of scrimmage, and the offense did just as good. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Well, you're talking to Scotty. Scotty's been singing the phrases of Jalen Phillips even in the off season, and so that is funny to see, man. But yeah, he did get he had a great game yesterday, man. So it is. I should have given Scotty his. Yes, he is, Scotty. And then let me get caught up before I get back to Joe. I saw some other. Is HN good? I'm thinking we're going to find out more today. But from what I was reading, it sounded like, and from what the coach said yesterday, it was more a precautionary thing. HN stayed fully dressed the whole game. I could see him on the sideline, right there on the sideline, not back on the bench. He was standing there like he wanted to come in. So hopefully, I did see him limp off. Hopefully we get more good news on the HN front later today when Phillips talks to the
Just
media.
looked
Yeah,
a little
HN
gimpy
is
when he
good.
carried. Even
Yeah.
when he carried the ball, he looked a little like just didn't look himself. In my honest opinion, it'll probably take him a game or two, even when he's completely healthy, to get like back warmed up again. You know what I mean? So it might take a couple games, couple weeks.
Yeah. No, that's it, and it's just like, it does. It sometimes does that. But overall, I'm happy. Joe and Justin, I wasn't sure I knew how Joe would roll. I wasn't sure about you, Justin, if you would be happy with the victory Monday or you were upset with a couple
I'm never
things.
going to
So,
be upset during a victory Monday. If you win, you win. All I wanted to do was come out of the game with a W, with a victory, and we did that.
and
yeah,
healthy.
That's the most
yeah,
important part for me. So
And every
yeah,
game
and
is coming out healthy because
yeah.
we've,
No,
if you
I
look at it,
agree with that, Joe. I'm a
yes,
little worried. I'd
huge.
be admit I was putting a fork in the Bills. The Bills looked good yesterday, so as we can't put a fork in them quite yet.
Not
If we
yet.
can beat the Jets this week and the Bills lose this week, maybe we can start putting a little bit. But that's a lot of ifs. Let's just the Dolphins. All we have to do is a good thing is we don't even have to worry about the Bills right now, and all we have to do is take care of our own business.
You,
We just
you
have to
know,
beat the Jets. This,
on a short week right here, like you're dealing with a short week. I thought about this during the game. I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, well, I started counting the days till Friday.
yeah,
And I'm like, that's 5 days. So we have tomorrow off. I don't know if they'll practice a lot, but that's what I think. The Wilson was the healthy scratch, and he was inactive because they're planning to give him a lot of carries during this Black Friday game because we're going to need him. You need someone to take the pressure off of Tua. We don't need him to do everything back there.
we
Um,
need Wilson in the game, even if Achan's in there. I think one reason you have a limited roster spot. So what happens
yeah,
is Achan is on special teams and Wilson isn't. And you can't keep running Mostert like a full-time back or he's going to get hurt. So,
yeah.
we want to keep pounding it sometimes, but we really have limited resources once Achan went out on that. So
No,
as
I know
far as
because we
running it,
had
we
made Jeff
definitely have to.
Wilson inactive. You're right. Because normally, but that was a hurt that Jeff Wilson was inactive because if he had been active, then he probably would have got some carries. But we pick on Ahmed, but the man got a touchdown yesterday, so he made some plays for us yesterday. So I will give him his kudos. But yes, it's definitely a fall off from Achan to
be
Ahmed.
glad
But
that
like
he
I
was
said,
there, man, because when dude went down, I was like, oh man, now what have you got? And you already were resting Wilson, so you didn't have many more backs you could turn to. So I'm glad we had Ahmed yesterday. I'm glad we had him.
Because
yeah,
because
no,
like
he
y'all
did, and
said,
he got in the end zone. So yes, the Bills do have a tough stretch coming up. But hey, but like I said, we got to keep all. I'm happy finally for once we're in control of our own destiny. Yes, I would love the Bills to lose, but do I have to count on it like we've always had to count on the past, hoping that this team beats that team? Right now, let's just go out. Dolphins, take care of your Dolphins business, and the rest will take care of itself. So that,
Exactly.
And
yeah,
it's not a fluky ahead either. It's like we're really ahead. It's not.
yeah,
It's not like we're like, oh, we still got to do this and this, and these people are. I mean, we're a game and a half ahead, even with the Bills winning,
yeah.
right? And
Yep, no, that's why I said that's why when I knew we were walking, he stopped. He's probably doing a quick run. That's fine. But no, you're right, Joe. Coming out of the stadium yesterday, I was telling my son, hey, no matter what happens in the Jets Bills game, we're still going to be up 2 games in the loss column. And we're not going to have to worry about, oh, I hope the Jets can knock off Buffalo because we lost. No, we're good. We took care of what we had to take care of. And I can't wait until this week. I know it's Friday, and then after that we will have a little extra time to get ready for our next game, so that's fine. But man, it's going to be it's a tough game this week. I don't care if it just got killed yesterday, Joe. It's going to be a tough game going in there. It's like that. It's like Alabama playing Auburn on Thanksgiving. They
yeah, the Jets
throw out
always
the record.
play it tough.
Yep, throw out the records, it doesn't matter. It's Ohio State, Michigan. Throw out the records, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a tough game. They're going to beat each other up, and we're going into the Den, first ever Black Friday, going into their house to play. It's not going to be a give me. They're off a 3-game losing streak, so they're going to be hungry to get back winning.
Oh, on the Friday game, the
Yeah,
if we would have blown the Raiders out like 50 burger or something, we'd be flying into the Jets all high like we did
Yep.
last time.
It's true.
Sometimes
yeah,
this is what I was saying yesterday, was that we kind of get the benefit of feeling like we lost and having film we can look at to improve, and all the same way we got to get better, and we're not all hyped up and we're
yeah.
feeling like we have to do better in the next game, but we got a win in the win column. So to
Yeah,
me,
no,
that's
that's
kind of
it.
a
That's the
win-win.
best. You almost sound like Joe Rose, Joe. Or did I get Joe Rose on my show and I didn't even get to promote it? But that's exactly what he was saying today. We're coming off. He goes, these are the best kind of bad performances. You still get the win, but yet you're motivated from a not your best performance. So,
Good
man, you
teams
must have been
find a way
listening
to
to
win
some Joe
ugly.
Rose. What's that?
Good teams find a way to win ugly.
Yeah, nope, exactly. And real quick, what's the temperature in Colorado Springs, Justin?
Oh, it's snowing right now. It's like 41. Flurries, snow showers coming in. I'm hoping everybody starts making big food orders.
All right. Well, I'll be wearing my shirt and t-shirts here in South Florida, thinking of you,
Oh,
Justin.
yeah,
So,
it's beautiful where you're at. Yeah, it's 37 degrees right now.
We don't get
yeah,
to wear our cool gear like you do. I mean, unless we
I know
put our
that's the
air
thing, though.
conditioner
Every time
way
I
up.
Love it.
I'm a guy that can never pass up I always want to buy a hoodie. Then I have to tell myself, wait a minute, I already got 2 hoodies sitting in my closet that I might get to wear 1 or 2 days a year. But every time I see a hoodie, man, to me, it's like such a beautiful looking doll. That one night there, if I had
Love it.
walked by and seen in the store, I would like, oh, I got to buy that hoodie. And then my wife would be like, and you're going to wear it like one a day and you're going to fight like you do every year. Or what do I go with, the aqua dolphin hoodie or the white dolphin hoodie today? I sit there in the closet when we get our couple of cool days a year. So it's just about to me, man. Those hoodies just look so cool. Every time Mike McDaniel, I don't know how he wears them in South Florida in the heat on the sideline. I'm like, oh my goodness, he wears them every single day. I don't know, but hey,
I was wondering that during the game yesterday. I was like, damn, that hoodie looks hot.
no, I don't know how he does it, man. He looks cool as heck. I got to give him. He has a cool look. But where do you live, Joe?
I live just north of West Palm Beach in the next
Oh,
county up.
okay. You're like
That's
me, a South Florida. Oh, yeah. You live in Martin County. I know. I should know
yeah.
that. Why do I forget that? Because my sister lives in Port St. Lucie, and she always says, "I should have bought in Martin. They don't have as high property tax." Oh, I don't. Why I remember that, I don't know, but she always says that.
It's
But
the good life.
yeah, exactly. She likes it up there. She's on the water up there. She is really cool. I love going
Yeah,
up there.
we're
I catch
close.
big snook. I catch
Constant
snook right out
breeze.
of her backyard. So, so I can't complain. So, but Port St. Lucie is nice. But Martin and Port St. Lucie, man, you guys are growing like weeds. I guess you're getting all of our leftovers. We're outgrown here in Dade and Broward County. So
I'm
everyone's going
surrounded
up to
by
your.
parks. They can't build around me. I'm completely surrounded by state parks and federal reserves, and
Oh,
they
that's the
just,
way
I
you
mean,
go, Joe.
you know,
You're
there's
ahead of the
nothing
plan.
between
That is
me and the
good.
water that they can build on at all, or
Yeah,
even
that's
around
cool.
here. So,
Well,
yeah.
that's awesome. But let's just hope the Dolphins keep on building. Speaking about
Yeah.
building, just keep on that building on this momentum. We're coming off the vibe, and like Joel, you pointed out beautifully, coming off the vibe where you feel the team probably feels like they almost lost yesterday, with turning the ball over 3 times, just not clicking. So they're not going to go in because we scored 70 hitting into the Buffalo week. And that was probably almost like a detriment because we were flying high, thinking we were the greatest thing since sliced bread. Just no one can stop us. We're unstoppable. And Buffalo gave us a little dose of reality that week. And so this week, we're coming off a game where we're not going that great going into our division's rivals' home. So that's good, Joe. I think that's a good point. They should be hungry, feeling like they didn't play that well and they want to clean it up this week. The Jets defense scares me, though, Justin. Do they still scare you, even though they didn't have their best game yesterday? But every unit, offensive units are not going to have their best game, and defensive units are not going to have their best game. But overall, the Jets scare me a little bit on defense, Justin.
Yeah, they scare me. That's a good unit. That's what's keeping the Jets in the season they got going right now is their defense. They got 2 good cornerbacks, really good linebackers. Quincy Williams and his brother Quinn Williams are holding it down there. Their defensive line is outstanding. Yeah, you have to be worried about that unit. But then you get over to the other side of the football, and their offense is absolutely garbage. It's terrible. I don't know what they're going to do. I hope the Dolphins
Yeah, I know. That's
out
right.
there and light them up.
You're right, Scotty. I love to use that scared word. Concerned about their defense. He said, "Don't be
Concerned.
scared." He's always telling me don't use the word scared, but I know what I mean. I'm concerned. Whatever. I would say concerned. Yeah, hopefully Hunt's back. Someone asked about how's Becton on the
Be right
Jets.
back.
I did not see. I know he got injured, but I don't know. That Dad Dean asked that question. Do you guys even know how Becton, their offensive lineman, any update on him? So, if
Hey,
guys, anyone,
I'm sorry.
yeah. No,
Uh,
you can go, Joe, if you know. He just wants to know because Becton of the Jets went out injured yesterday. Is there any update on him? That's all I was wondering. Is
I
what
need
someone
to
asked.
I
All
need to
right.
drop off here. So I just wanted to say thanks for having me up.
Oh no, thank
And
you, man. Before you drop up, make sure, I'm sure you've already done it, but nail that thumbs up for me, Joe.
oh yeah, first things
uh,
first. Oh, just I'll
all
say
right.
one thing going out is that championship teams get better as the year goes on. Like those
Yep.
teams, sometimes they falter at the early part and then they get better and better. And then they end up making playoffs or even the Super Bowl because they continue to get better. And that is probably the most promising thing that I'm seeing here, too, is just that continual getting better. It's not like I don't feel like we've been going up and down this season.
And you
I
don't go
mean,
like
even
we're peaking yet. You don't want to peak too
no,
soon.
we're not
So,
peaking. We're still like just slowly heading uphill to being better
right.
each year. So,
I like that, man. And that's
all
what
right.
I want. And that's we just thank you so much, Joe, for coming in today. And but
Thanks.
yeah, no,
Thanks for
you
streaming too.
yeah, but you said it well, Joe. I do believe we can finally give us a December to remember to once again steal that Lexus line. But we can give ourselves a December to remember, start winning. We got one more game in November, and then we get into the December games, and we got to just start kicking butt, Joe.
Yep. Round it out. Fins up.
All right, fins up, Joe. Thank you again. Hey, Justin, if you're still here, I'll get to you in 1 second. Lewis Jones, they don't scare me. We have a good. Yes, I know. I do agree that our defense should limit them. I'd be interested. Do you guys think they roll with Zach Wilson out against us just because it's a short week? Or do you think that was the benching yesterday and they just move forward without Zach Wilson the rest of the way? Be interesting to see what they do this Black Friday. Ooh, Evan, I dropped the link if you want to come in. I can drop the link again. I never question your fandom, Evan. I just wondered if you just treat Montreal. That's all I said. Your Montreal Canadian football team, because I can't even say it. I would need to bring my wife in to pronounce the word Argrets.
Sorry, bro. I was dropping off a pack real fast. Yeah, I'm still here.
That's all fine, man. It's all good, man. You're looking sharp in that hoodie, is all I know.
Oh, dude, I'm
I do
representing.
not think you're a negative thing. I just ask if you point out, well, if Evan, if you point out all the bad stuff of Montreal too. I was
Evan
just teasing.
Foster,
I
that's my
teased
boy.
Evan in a chat.
That's
Evan,
all.
I
Evan, get
think,
in here, Evan.
yeah, get in there, Evan. But Evan,
He's
I
probably
actually
mad at
think.
Jason Sanders for missing that 50-yard field goal.
Oh yes, yeah, he is talking about say, but Evan, I talked about Sanders at the top of the show, and I was Evan. You're like me. You're a baseball fan, and I equated it yesterday to like a hitter. He's in a horrible slump. He gets that bloop single, turns him around, and he starts pounding the baseball all over the diamond. Yesterday, Sanders misses that 50-yarder. Later, he gets a chance for a shorter field goal. McDaniel gives it to him. He makes that little short field goal. Gets a chance later in the game to pound in a 51-yarder, and guess what? He splits the uprights with a 51-yarder. So maybe that one little move got him back mentally, and he won't have that mental block on the 50-yarders anymore. So that's what I'm looking at.
That he's got a kick where his draw goes from right to left. So it starts from right, and then it draws back to his left. So that 50-yarder that he missed, he just needed to aim it more to his right, and he kind of pulled it more to his left. And then the draw from his kick, naturally, it draws from right to left. It drew it off to the left, and then it was wide left.
Alouettes. There. I said Alouettes. But
The
Montreal
Alouettes.
Yeah, they won the Grey Cup. So supposedly, according to Evan, but I don't follow Canadian football. But that's very all. But no, I understand why people have concerns about Jason Sanders. But at the same time, he's still the most accurate kicker in Miami Dolphins history. He came through with the last kick yesterday, kicking 151 yards. So let's go with the positive, and we will see on that front, because you're not going to probably get someone better than him at this point. And there's no guy just sitting there on the waiver wire waiting to be plucked. So he is your kicker. No, I used to watch some Canadian football in Newfoundland back in the day. It is kind of fun to watch. They do all the motions, like, because I know when McDaniel does all that motion, people are saying, "Oh, that's too much like Canadian Football League to me." They're moving all these guys, and they can run up the line and all of that, even from the snap. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm biased when it comes to the Canadian Football League. I wanted the British, the BC Lions to win because my buddy plays for them. So I'm a little biased when it comes to the CFL.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I forgot you had the guy make the Canadian team this year. How's he doing? Or how did he do?
Good. He's doing good. He could be doing a lot better though too. Like, he had some active time where he caught a couple passes and did really well. Then he's been working himself off the practice squad and onto the regular roster on and off all season.
Okay. All right, so that's good. Man, you're looking sharp, Justin. I don't know. You make me. That's why I'm a hoodie addict, man. Those hoodies look sharp. But
Oh, you
anyway,
never know, man.
overall, it's almost time to wrap up the
all
show.
my good clients got these for free if you qualify for a Christmas bonus.
Hey, there you go. You guys can find, if you want that hoodie that he has, you can find him at JPF Scout on Twitter. So nice hoodie. And if you guys ever want to buy something on Fanatics, make sure you use my links. The Dolphins Thirsty will get a little bit of the thread of profit. But back to, yes, Evan, we did talk about that also to top the show, that Tyreek, he says that Ramsey is the Tyreek of the defense. For sure, he is by far the best on the defense. One of the best players on the Dolphins overall. Phillips, though, Scotty, don't worry. I'm not hiding from Phillips. Phillips is all out there balling out, too. That's a Scotty's favorite. He was on the Jalen Phillips bandwagon way in the offseason, and I would tease him sometimes. Oh, I don't know about this 15 for 15, but hey, he's getting up there, man. He's starting to get those games of double sacks. Multi-sacks games there.
I'm going to call it right now. Jalen Phillips is going to have 3 or more sacks on Friday night.
Oh, I would love that, man. It's
incoming.
Yeah, it's super. He says it's super shiny, very cool hoodie. Scotty says so. There you go.
Love it.
Yeah, I know. Ramsey, Chubb, and Phillips should end the season Pro Bowl. Yeah.
It's got like the clear little clips on it, like for the ends too, like these.
Oh yeah, no, that's a nice touch. I like it. Notice that happened when Ramsey came
Then
back.
it's got like the Nike part over here on the sleeve. Then it's got like the NFL shield over here on the other sleeve. Yeah,
Yeah,
these are
hey,
nice, man.
yeah, looking sharp. Notice what happened when Ramsey came back. We'd be top 5 by season's end. No,
Oh,
you're for sure,
absolutely.
man. I love to see the positive Evan, the super duper Evan, and it's awesome to see. Especially if Becton's out, Dad Dean says about your
That's
prediction for
why I
Phillips.
called it. I was like, I watched that game after we got done with our game. And when he got hurt, I watched him bend back. I was like, man, they're running out of linemen. Who are they going to put up there versus Jalen? Man's going to have himself a field day
Yeah.
over there.
And Chubb is playing well, and I've been
Oh,
I was
always.
a critic of the Chubb move, not Chubb the player.
I mean,
I was a little bit of a critic of the Chubb trade, but hey, he's starting to play well. He's affecting games. Yesterday broke his streak of games with a sack, but he's still getting there. So I'll be the first to admit when I'm wrong, and Chubb has helped the team. Never was against him. I was just the move to give him all that money and first round pick for him. And I knew you had to give him that money if you were going to give up a first round pick. They go hand in hand. You're not going to get a first round pick for him and then let him walk away the very next off season. So they come hand in hand. So the Jets rookie LT filled in. So yeah, I don't know what the status. And I
it's
would
that
like to see McDaniel talk today, give us some injury updates. The
was
big
it the
issue is
Max
this.
Mitchell kid? Who was it? Who was the rookie that filled in? Was it? I think it was the Max Mitchell kid, right?
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't get to see much of yesterday's game because coming back to the stadium, you know how that becomes like a day event by the time you're out of there and walking out, get to your car, get out of traffic, go to eat. Before you know it, the day's almost over. I mean, it's a 1 o'clock game. So it's just crazy. The biggest issue is the
Yes.
short
Look,
yardage
Evan right
offense.
there, dude. Read that. Evan's totally right. That's what did now when this comes down into like these December games, bro, and you're in the red zone and he's making those bad decisions, that's why you want to take the pressure off of him and just run the ball.
Yeah. No, I know. But like you say, sometimes they stack the ball. So, but if you are going to throw, yeah, get rid of the screen pass. Throw something beyond the marker, the line of gain, whatever you want to say. Don't throw behind the line. Get out in front of it at least. So if your guy catches it and gets popped, at least he already has the first down. You
Yeah.
know.
You get Durham Smythe back, you can use and Barrios. You'll be able to use both of those guys to move the chains a little more.
No, I know. I would have liked to pound the rock yesterday on that 4th and 1 where we threw the screen to
Oh
Tyreek.
yeah.
That's where I thought at the flow of the game you could have pound. I know you say no on that one, but that's where I disagree with you. And normally we're on the other side. I just wanted to show, hey, I don't care if they know it's coming. You could have ran it on that. I know I'm playing the result. If they would have got that first down on that, I would have been like, well, that's a great call.
No, honestly, I probably would have ran the ball right there. Like my theory, man.
Yeah,
Anything
that's what I
third
was
and
saying. I would
six,
have ran it.
I would have ran it too. I would have ran the ball as well. Anything 3rd and 6 or under, if I'm calling the plays, anything 3rd and 6, I'm gonna be really
Oh,
tempted to
third and
run the
six
ball.
now. Now you're on a whole. But I know you always say that, but you're on a whole different. I'm not that crazy. Third, but anything like 3rd and 2, I'm like you should be able
Is
to
it
run
really
it.
that crazy though?
Yeah, 3rd and 6 though, man. You got to. That's a big. You know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but no one's gonna be expecting it because you got Tyreek, you got Waddle, you got this, you got that. Bam, easy
Yeah.
6 yards.
Yeah, no, and you're right. Julian Hill has been an effective blocker this season, Scotty, 100%.
Congrats.
I was just mad that I was just feel bad for him more than mad at him that he
Be right back.
fumbled that ball yesterday. He's a rookie, undrafted, gets a chance to catch the ball in the NFL to convert a first down, and he fumbles it. But he feels a lot worse than any of us does. He knows that these chances are very hard to overcome. So, or Becton has high ankle sprain. Anyone know a timeline? That I do not know, Dad Dean. That I do not know. Um, Dean, a high ankle sprain could be 1 week. This is from Scotty Dean. A high ankle sprain could be 1 week, could be 4 months, depends on severity. That is true too. Justin, are you still there, or do you make a food run? Because I'm going to be closing this bad boy out. Guys, as always, a big fins up. I'm happy with the overall positive flow. Evan and Scotty, thank you for not bashing Jason Sanders too much. I know you guys aren't on the Jason Sander fan club, but to me, maybe, just maybe yesterday, if you look at it from the baseball's perspective, him kicking that shorter field goal, then coming back and then hitting a longer field goal, maybe he's going to get on a hot streak again, Evan, and start making every kick the rest of the way. Think of it that way, Evan, and things will be great. For all you guys, if you don't see me, I'll be on a couple of times before, but if I don't see you guys, have a great, safe Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much on Thanksgiving because you got to save some of that food for the Black Friday game, so you just don't have to worry about going and getting food. You eat that leftover in front and watch our Dolphins against the Jets. It'd be a beautiful thing. But I will be on tomorrow night on the Fins Talk Sports Network on Real Talk Fins Talk. And I'll be back here Wednesday morning with a show. I very seldom double dip on Tuesdays because I go, only Dolphin Thirsty can only blab so much. So I don't want to like blab Tuesday morning and Tuesday night. So Tuesday's the one morning show I normally skip. But and I would be on Thanksgiving Day. That's a day for family, fun, football later. Maybe sneak off and catch those games when the rest of the family doing other stuff. And then I will be back Friday for a pregame show for sure to talk about the Miami Dolphins and what they have to do against the Jets. And you're more than welcome, Justin, to join me for that show as we talk about that game. Well, Justin, I let you go. I know you're out there hustling for a few bucks coming into the holiday season.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. At least you wore the seatbelt for a couple minutes, and you're not in motion right now, and so that's good.
Not yet.
I take that. Yeah.
All right,
Justin.
man. Thanks for having me
He
on.
says,
I'll talk
Evan,
today.
he says, Justin, you missed Justin. I mean, you missed Evan, Justin. And
Yeah, man. Have a good
double-dipped
one,
the
Evan. Of
chip,
course I
Vince
miss you.
Stanza. Yes. Vince Stanza's the one that double-dipped the chip. But anyway, hey, it's all good. And yes, Dad Dean, Victory Monday. Yes, everyone have a great, fun Thanksgiving. I'll be here Wednesday morning, though, if you guys aren't on the road going somewhere to meet the family. Or you can listen to me on the road. Just don't look at my ugly mug. Make sure you keep your eyes on the road, and we will do it. Yes, a big fins up to all you. Justin, thank you. Big fins up to you. And basically, Justin, 7-3, 2 games up in the loss column in the AFC. 2 games up in the AFC East loss column. So basically 1.5 games, as Hooked Up Joe said. So we're looking good. Things can't be better. Go Dolphins. And Justin, I see you soon.
All right, later, man. Have a good one.
All right, later. Dolphins #1, guys.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won, for all